Hello and welcome to Story of the Day for Monday the 4th of May 2020, and we're returning to Grandpa's Great Escape by David Walliams, and we're at chapter 37, something dark, something creepy. It was Sunday, the day on which matrons permitted the visiting hour to Twilight Towers, which wasn't even an hour. It was 15 minutes, 3 p.m. to 3:15 p.m, and, as Jack had found out, if you tried to see your family member at any other time, the nurses would escort you off the premises. The family sat in silence in the car for most of the journey there. In the driving seat, Jack's father stared straight ahead, not saying a word. From the back seat, the boy glimpsed Dad's eyes in the rearview mirror. They were misted with tears. In the passenger seat, Jack's mother kept on blabbing away to fill the silence. She was used to second-hand phrases people use when they try to convince themselves of something they know is not true. Phrases like, "It's for the best," and "I imagine he's so much happier now than when he was at home." And even, "In time, I'm sure he will learn to love it there." The boy had to bite his tongue. His parents had no idea that he had already made 2 secret visits to Twilight Towers. But, although he didn't think they would believe his suspicions about this terrible place, Jack hoped that they might, when they actually visited Twilight Towers, they may begin to see things his way. When the car lurched up to the metal gates, Dad stepped out to open them, suddenly having a flashback of the electric shock he received before. Jack blurted out, "Just ring the bell." His father looked puzzled, but did what the boy said. Slowly, the gates whirred open. With Dad back in the car, they drove inside. The worn tyres slipped on the gravel. As the car reeled to one side, Twilight Towers loomed into view. "Well, it looks, nice," said Mum. As soon as the car had stopped outside the front door, Dad turned off the engine. Jack's ears pricked up. He could hear music coming from the home. Immediately, he recognised the tune. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It was the birdie song, a song so annoying, once in your side of your head, it would never leave. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The instrumental record had recently been a huge #1 hit. Da-da-da-da. The song played over and over and over again at every wedding, party, children's birthday up and down the land. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. The birdie song screamed fun, 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 fun. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But it wasn't fun. It was torture. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. To Jack's surprise, Matron bounded out of the front door, sporting a paper party hat. "Welcome, welcome, welcome," she said in a jolly tone that sat as awkwardly with her as her ridiculous hat on her head. Miss Swine's eyes stared over at the boy. Without his parents noticing, she glared at him. The intent was clear. Make any trouble, and there would be trouble. "Come in, come in." Matron ushered the family through the front door. The first thing that Jack spotted with his eagle eyes was a notice on the wall, half hidden behind some party decorations. It read, "Rules of Twilight Towers, by order of Matron Miss Swine. All personal items such as jewellery, watches, valuables, etc. to be handed into the matron's office on arrival. The nurses are highly trained professionals and must be obeyed at all times. Silence. Do not speak unless spoken to by a member of staff. Do not complain about tea. We know it tastes like someone's bathwater that's been peed in. That's because it is. Lights out at 5 p.m. sharp. Anyone caught up after this late hour will be put on toilet cleaning duty armed only with a toothbrush. Bath time is the first Monday of the month. The bath water is shared by all residents. Radiators are to be switched off at all time. If you are cold, jump up and down for a bit. Any cakes, biscuits, chocolates, etc. brought in by visitors are to be handed over to the nurse immediately. 1 piece of toilet paper only to be used in each visit to lavatory. This is for #2s as well as for #1s. You must take your pills. If you fail to do so, every single person in your dormitory will be punished. Whistling, humming and singing is absolutely forbidden. 1 bedpan per dorm. Please do not ask for more. All meals you are given, however rancid, must be eaten. Any scraps left over will be served up to you at next mealtime. You are not to look matron in the eye or talk to her directly. Pyjamas and nightdresses to be worn day and night. You are not to leave the premises at any time. Anyone who does try and leave will be chained to their bed. If you have a complaint, please write it down and put it in the complaint box. This box is emptied every Friday afternoon and the contents burned. Have a lovely day. Mum didn't see the sign. She just saw the balloons and the coloured streamers that half obscured it. This prompted Mum to ask, "Oh, are you having a party today, matron?" "Well, yes and no, Mrs. Bunting. It's party time all the time at Twilight Towers," lied Miss Swine. "Please come in through the living room and join the fun." Jack noticed that fun was not a word Miss Swine found easy to say. In fact, she spat it out as if it were poison. It was a shame that neither Mum nor Dad seemed to see the evil character that this lady was. The birdie song was thankfully just finishing. But the moment it did, the burly nurse lifted the needle on the record player and played it again straight away. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The living room was crowded with old folk and even more nurses. At first sight, the elderly people appeared to be happy moving along with the music. "Isn't it wonderful, Barry?" said Mum. "All these oldies having an absolute ball." Dad nodded his head slightly, but the man wasn't really listening. Instead, his eyes were scanning the room for his father. "Well, Mrs. Bunting," began Miss Swine. "Call me Barbara, or Babs for short," replied Mum. "Well, Babs," matron began, "I hate to blow my own trumpet, but everyone agrees what makes Twilight Tower so special is how happy my old folk are. And I put that down to the fun atmosphere we have here. We sure know how to party." Jack loathed the way this evil woman was weaseling her way into his mother's confidence. "Oh, one tiny thing," said matron. "Mr. Bunting." "Yes?" "Did you bring your father's will, like I asked?" "Oh, yes, Miss Swan, I have it right here." Dad reached inside his jacket pocket and passed the envelope. Ding! So that's what matron was up to in her office, thought Jack suddenly. Now he knew exactly what the evil woman was planning with the tracing paper. She was rewriting old folks' wills and forging their signatures at the bottom. Doubtless that she would become the sole heir to their fortunes. That explained the mysterious room full of treasures too. This was fraud on a grand scale. "Thank you, I just need to keep it here in my office for safekeeping." "Mum! Dad!" cried Jack. He tried to tell them. "Please be quiet for a moment, son. The nice matron is talking," Mum insisted. "Yes, you please keep it safe for us, matron," went Dad. "Thank you so much." Looking around the room in desperation, suddenly the boy realised something else. Something dark. Something creepy. Something so sinister it chilled him to the bone. And tomorrow we'll pick up at chapter 38, which is called Dummies.